blame somebody else. It was always somebody else's fault. And I fucking can't stand people like this. From the moment I started playing video games to today, anytime I'm playing a game, if somebody's yelling at other people just trying to enjoy the game and making it their problem as to why they're bad at the game, I just can't stand listening to it. And I was the same way back then. So I unmuted my mic and I was like, hey dude, can you like be quiet, please? I'm trying to like play the game. And imagine me saying that, but in a voice that is so much higher pitched. And this guy instantly just directs all of his attention to me. And he's like, did a motherfucking 7-year-old just tell me that he's trying to play this game? Are you fucking old enough to play this game? You sound like a fucking baby, bro. You should be in preschool right now. You should be playing with fucking crayons and doing origami and like baking cookies with your mom. You're a fucking pussy, bro. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I was great at defending myself. So I was like, origami, making cookies with your mom? Are these things that you do on a daily basis? And he's like, no, but they're for children. And I was like, you did that as a child? You did origami a lot? He's like, so? And I was like, so you can make like a mean paper crane. You want to fold me a paper crane from my desk? And he's like, no, how about you do it? And I was like, nah, man, come on, you're so good at origami. Like, make me a crazy like paper crane. I want to put it on my desk. He goes, nah, man, you're the one in preschool doing arts and crafts. You can do it. And I was like, isn't that crazy that someone in preschool is doing better than you at the game? He's like, no, you're not. And I was like, yeah, I have more kills than you. And I did. And he's like, well, sorry, I have a fucking life and a job and actual priorities. You'll learn about that one day, though, little one. And I was like, yeah, whatever, you're dog shit. He's like, what? Can you even say that word? Is mommy not home? And you know what's funny? My mom actually was home, and if she caught me saying that, I probably would have gotten in a fuck ton of trouble. But I like doubled down, and I was like, no, my mom's home. And I yelled. I was like, hey, mom, this dude on Xbox is fucking dog shit. And thankfully, she didn't hear me. She must have been on the other end of the house or something, or the basement. She didn't hear me. But this pissed the guy off on Xbox very badly. And he threatened me. He goes, dude, you better be careful. You don't know who you're talking to on the internet and what they're capable of. And I started rage baiting him even more. I was like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Are you gonna like come to my house or something and kidnap me? Like, what are you talking about? You don't know what they're capable of. Like, what are you trying to do right now? Like, you're weird. And he's like, no, I'm just saying that like some people online, they're like capable of like finding out your address. They can send stuff to your house or show up at your house or something. And I was like, is that what you're gonna do, weirdo? He goes, maybe if you keep talking shit, I will. And I was like, well, I'm gonna keep talking shit because you're ass at gears. I have a friend that doesn't have any function in his hands, and he plays with his feet, and he's better than you. By the way, that was 100% true. I knew someone that didn't have function in their hands, and they would play the game with their feet, and they would out-frag. And when I said that, that was like the nail in the coffin for him. He got very upset. He started full-blown, like, crashing out on me, calling me all sorts of slurs, calling me all sorts of bad words. Very, very, mean things that I can't repeat on YouTube. And while he was crashing out saying these mean things, I just kept repeating the classic, you mad, you mad, you mad, stay mad. He was very upset with me. And finally, he ends up saying, you're fucked, good luck, and he leaves the game. And in that moment, I was like, oh, I win. Like, I win 100%. He quit the game, and like, that was the indicator back then. If someone quits the game or like leaves the party while you're having like a shit talk, whatever, war, that means you would win the war, like, oh, he left. So I'm laughing my ass off. I think, like, I just got this guy. Like, it's so funny. And all of a sudden, he invites me to an Xbox Live party. And I was like, huh, that's weird. And me being just, like, curious and pretty gullible, I just joined it. And as soon as I joined it, he kicks me. I was like, that's weird. Then he invites me to a private game. And I join it, and he kicks me again. I was like, what is this guy doing? And I didn't know it, but at the time, he was pulling my IP. Yeah, he was pulling my IP address with some IP grabber he had. He had invited me to a private game and a private party or whatever to make sure he had just my IP, and he got it, and he had it. I know this because a few minutes later, after he invited me to these things, he kicked me, I get a message on Xbox Live with my IP. Just my IP address. Sends it to me. Now, here's the thing. Like I said earlier, it wasn't my IP technically because I was stealing my neighbor's internet. So yeah, it wasn't my IP, it was my neighbor's. But arguably this was worse because now my neighbor was caught in the crossfire of some spooky internet hacker dude that pulled my IP, and it's not even my IP, it's his. And I felt really bad in that moment. And I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna block this guy. So I blocked him on Xbox, and I thought, okay, if I go like radio silent from here on out, the guy's gonna leave me alone. He pulled my IP, he scared me, he made me shut up, he wins. That's the end of it, right? Well, no. This dude jumps on another Xbox account and sends me another message. This time, Not just with my IP, not just with that, no. An IP and my neighbor's full name. Yeah. For the sake of the story, we'll give him a name. My neighbor, let's call him like Ronnie, okay? He sends me Ronnie's full name. And I was like, oh shit, dude, like they got Ronnie's name. And then he sends me another message with Ronnie's address. Dude, literally the house right next to mine. He sends me a message with that address. And I was like, oh, this guy's like actually kind of like scaring me. Like this isn't good. Because look, you know, in the past playing Xbox Live, I would get my IP pulled quite a bit. You know, whether it was for me talking shit or just someone doing it to do it because I was winning in a game, it would happen a lot. And while that is not okay to do and it's scary, usually it wouldn't lead to anything. But when I get a message with like actual personal details about somebody I know or about me or whatever, that's when it gets into like really scary territory. So like this freaked me out. So immediately I blocked the guy's other Xbox account and I just hope and sit there and think, please don't let this guy actually do anything. Please don't let him show up to Ronnie's house. Please don't let him send anything to Ronnie's house. Please let this just be some scare tactic. He's gonna leave me alone now. I really don't want to be the reason that my neighbor gets like pizzas sent to his door or something, or like spotted, you know? Like I don't want to be the reason that something like that happens to Ronnie. So I was pretty nervous, I can't lie. I was pretty freaked out. And after I blocked this guy's other Xbox account, he did leave me alone on Xbox. For the next like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, nothing happened. I didn't get any new messages, nothing, right? And I thought, okay, it's done. You know, I was still pretty nervous, I can't lie, but it seemed like it was over. You know, I feel like if something was gonna happen, it would have happened by now. So I ended up just going back to playing Gears of War, right? And I thought, all right, let me play some games, take my mind off it. And I did. And I think like maybe an hour or two passed. And at this point, it's like later afternoon and things are going great. I'm playing Gears. I'm having fun. At this point, I was already like not focused on whatever happened earlier. I was actually like really surprised too, because I really don't understand how I didn't get DDoS during this. Like usually when someone has your IP and you were shit talking them back in the day on Xbox, they just hit you offline. Especially the details this guy had, you know, like I really thought he would hit me offline and then like send a bunch of pizza to my neighbor's house. But yeah, that didn't happen. Well, at this point, like I said, mind was no longer thinking about it. You know, I'm just playing Gears of War. When all of a sudden, I hear a sound outside in my neighbor's yard, right? And I'm like, what the hell is that? And it sounded like a very loud vehicle, you know? At first I thought my neighbor was like mowing his lawn, you know? And I was like, huh, maybe, you know, Ronnie's getting his lawn mowed. But then it got louder, and it sounded like it was pretty close to my house, too. And it sounded a lot bigger than a lawnmower, whatever this was. So I peek out the window, right, through my blinds, and I see a ginormous truck parked on Ronnie's lawn. I see multiple men inflating a bouncy house in the lawn in between my house and Ronnie's house. And I see a man getting a giant bin out of this truck. And I read the truck's name, like on the side of the truck and on the bin. And for the sake of the story, I'm going to give it a fake name. So don't go looking this up thinking it's the actual company. But it was something along the lines of sounding like this: Reese's Reptiles. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And immediately I start hoping that this isn't some prank being pulled by the spooky internet guy that I just got into a battle with on Gears. You know, I'm hoping it's just an actual event that Ronnie's like having for like his daughter or something, like a birthday party. But no, I was wrong. Because a few seconds later, Ronnie comes out onto the porch and starts waving his hands up and down, yelling at this guy at Reese's Reptiles, telling him he did not book him, he has no idea why he's there, to get off his lawn, to stop parking his truck on his lawn, to ruining the grass. And I'm hearing all of this through my window that's closed. That's how loud Ronnie was yelling at this guy and these guys, right? Like, he was pissed. And then, like, the guys start yelling back. They're like, no, you booked us, your name is Ronnie. And then they said his last name. And this one guy's like, why would you book us and change your mind? Like, you're wasting our time here. And then Ronnie